I roasted 730 ads from Headway to identify at least three different strategies by which they can at least 2x their creative velocity without sacrificing performance. Credit to them, they got a lot of things right. They tested very aggressively. I was able to analyze 730 display ads that fit into 45 different angles. That's genuinely impressive because most companies and products struggle to find 5 to 10 different angles. They have 45 different angles speaking to very different audiences, very different pain points, very different user contexts, which is truly impressive. And it shows in the fact that they are one of the leading subscription products in the world today. The problem is that the creative machine is a machine. Algorithms love it. I'm not so sure that humans do. And if you look at a lot of their ads, your first reaction would be to cringe just a little, especially if you read extensively who I would imagine is their ideal target market. In this roast, I'm going to walk you through how they can improve their creative strategy to convert more humans, to convert better, expand their target market, and ideally at least double their creative velocity. Let's get into it. Now, this is what a lot of their current ads look like, and the question is, can they be a little less cringe? Let's get into roast number one, format fatigue. A lot of their ads look essentially similar architecturally. There's bullet points, there's a stock image, there's an exhort around self-improvement. Now, I can see why this kind of modularity is good for scaled production, but this misses a lot of human angles. And it misses a lot of formats that aren't as easily scalable, but could actually unlock additional audiences, that could actually unlock additional scale. And a lot of these can be relatively low-hanging fruit. Here are three potential angles that I was able to come up with. Wall of text, which looks a lot more human, a meme style ad, an iMessage conversation. These look visually very, very different from what they have, and this alone could unlock additional audiences. And they could just start by using their existing high-performing messaging for additional formats, and I think that could be a low-hanging fruit. The other thing I would roast them on is the fact that this is just not written for humans. I talked about this earlier. Stop rambling, lazy CEO, don't be a weak man, real man, become a legend. These sound like a self-help guru shouting from a stage. None of this is something that anyone would screenshot and send to a friend because this is cringy, this is embarrassing. And I think there's a very real opportunity for them to humanize a lot of their ads without sacrificing performance. Here are some examples that I was able to come up with. Again, the iMessage style ad, this is something we see consistently perform well, and that's just because it's a lot more human. The one on the right, it uses the high-performing headline, which is how I became the most interesting person in the room. And again, it taps into the actual lived experience of a user, which honestly you can come up with if you workshop it extensively with AI. You can come up with the actual hopes, fears, dreams of a user that you can reflect in an ad. The other element on which I would roast them on, and this actually gets me, is that they have a content product that actually shows very little content, which is kind of crazy. They're sitting on a gold mine of content from all of the books that they have summarized, and they give a bullet point list that looks like a syllabus, that looks like a menu on a restaurant window. You don't really get a taste of the beauty of reading a book or even absorbing the ideas from a book if you're not reading it in its entirety. They don't really show what the knowledge or the interesting insights from the books look like. And that's, I think, also very low-hanging fruit. And here are some examples that I have put together on how they could actually use insights from the actual books in the ads. Again, they have, I would imagine, thousands of books that they could use and test ads in this particular manner. And this alone could unlock thousands of ads for them and a completely new audience, one that is actually plugged into books, plugged into reading, likes and enjoys reading, but just wants to save time. So through their current testing paradigm, they've climbed a big hill, which is truly impressive. I think the question is what gets them to the next level. I think it's the three things I've roasted them on. Each of them can present incredible opportunities for them should they choose to take it. Now, if you're following along and if you're curious and interested in seeing how you would like a similar analysis for your own brand or product, hit me up, rocketship.hq.com, or leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to see if I can do a similar analysis for your brand. Thank you.